Hey guys, it's Joe Blue back again with a new episode or a series, I don't know, where I'm gonna
And his trusty sidekick, I can do better because I can, and let me show you why. Well, now, this beginning here, it sounds exactly like how I introduce myself, fluctuating in the different ways I use my volume, the the way I make certain things more precise. The reason why I let it flow further is it's been a while. But I got something to add already, apparently. Listen to it.
back again with a new episode or a series, I don't know, where
I don't know. So he's not thinking his videos through or anything. Um, Previously, he showed that he claimed that it's unscripted. This proves he has absolutely no baseline of thought for what he's doing. So it is unscripted. I will give him that. It is unscripted. So I initially saw how long intro he had. It's like 750 minutes long. And I was like, do I really want to listen to him in the intro? And I watched it off screen, off recording, and I was like, okay, okay, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. So you're gonna suffer together with me too.
it's like the Soul Survivor one. I'm gonna play some games, probably be just one game or a few games, I don't know, but an attempt to try and show that I got the skills, even though the chances are I'm gonna get cheated on. Now there is another Soul Survivor video that's probably gonna go up. It's about, I don't know, an hour and a half long, hour and 50 minutes long. It's a couple of sessions joined together because fucking non-stop cheating, mate. It's just non-stop cheating. I thought, oh man, there's just too much. There's like no good games in any of this footage. Um, I'll go for another session, and it was just another session of like fucking cheaters and just unfortunate circumstances. So Soul Survivor's a little bit too cheaty. Not that the regular mode is much better, but gonna do some solos. I've not really played any solos for a while. I've been sort of redoing some builds and stuff like that, and I'll go through the build that I'm going through here. I'm going to go with the Winfield Centennial Shorty silencer and a bow with concertina arrows, mostly used to essentially make it harder for people to get res, really, just to screw people over more.
You could also have fun and play with it in the compound when you're charging people, blocking their pathing because you know where the concertina arrows are being shot at, while they need to figure it out or struggle with it already, so you can play to your advantage. It's playing as if it's only to block res is an insane waste of potential concertina arrows usage. Uh, and the loadout in itself. It makes no sense to run like that. Okay, talk.
And really, because I want to take flares. Normally, I take throwing axes, so I've taken a bow to sort of replace that. Sort of gives me some close range, um, shotgun like one taps potentially, but it also gives me a bit of utility, and it will help me deal with, you know, horses and hives and things like that. While I can use the flares for armored and barbed armored and stuff like that, I'd rather have something that was recoverable when I really want to use this for survivors. Got my decoys because
Well, I am also here, so hello. But what I was going to say, I want to say something about this. Is like you were bringing flares for armored and concertina armored.
But he would prefer the normal arrow, and save the flares for survivors.
I find like it's a this like loadout there. I mean, you don't need to bring the flares if you know how to avoid AI. You don't need to bring any like maximum you can bring a throwing axe to be more useful, and then it will be useful against AI and the players much better than using the flare. Yeah, but I don't. I know that that I can do better. Said that about the
The
concertina arrows there.
no, the standard arrow.
Yeah, the standard arrow. But who uses the standard arrow against AI? Like armor in the case.
People that struggle actually killing armored. That's who.
Okay.
Just either avoid them altogether, or bring something more viable than arrows or fuses. It makes no sense. And bringing flares for survivors is weird. You bring them for dead bodies, not not the survivors themselves.
A flare gun would be more useful than a flare in that situation.
Yeah, flare
Also.
gun.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Then you don't need to go up close and personal. You can shoot it at them. It's faster and more accurate also. Like, oh.
But in my opinion here, it's still in my opinion. Here it shows that Joe Blue cannot deal with normal AI at all. But just by the way he's speaking there.
The way he's arguing his own loadout, yeah.
Yes.
I essentially will be playing a stealth gameplay, which I think is the way solos should be played as a stealth game when you're playing against greater numbers. Stealth and guerrilla tactics is kind of like how you want to play the game.
Dude, this game is not a stealthy game. Of course you can play stealthy, but your playstyle of stealth is basically a single player stealth game.
You stealth against NPCs. You don't stealth against players, humans. The way you're doing it, you're crouching in the open, thinking that you're safe.
Standing still in the open, and like you barely know when it's an AI or when it's a player, and you're trying to be stealthy in this game. It's impossible.
Also, the decoys are not to play stealth; it's to divert. People will know that there's someone there when you're using this one here, so it's not stealthy; it's to divert anyway.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while since I entered the hunt, but that one there is the footstep basic. Yeah, a bag of scrap metal and glass. It's not even the bring fire decoy.
It's the wow. He brings the footstep version, and
think I know there's its utilities, but I would bring the other decoy, which is the blank fire, because that is more useful. Okay, you can blow barrels with it if you want.
The footstep is in the sense that AI is near. The blank fire is in the sense I'm getting shot from that direction, tricking people to think you are somewhere else.
Doesn't make sense, this.
No, not at all.
Necromancer is for people who want to just run in guns blazing, I think, and then just try and skank free reses over and over again until they win. And then for consumables, we've got...
Imagine Necromancer with a sniper getting tabbed at long range and then getting up before they reach him. Okay, I'm sorry. No, you're right, Joe. It's gun blazing only. Wishing that they're not covering your body.
2 weak vitality shots. A choke beetle, because they're quite cheap. It's like that $22. And, you know, I can use it to scout around and look for potential people. I mean, I've only got one of them. And then just a dynamite.
Okay, Stalker Beetle because it's cheap. I mean, look at your how much money do you have, mate? You have a lot of money. You could maybe, and I'm sure
56.
It's not maybe, but I'm sure that you have more useful stuff on your.
The normal Stalker Beetle is more useful than the Choke Beetle. The Fire Beetle is more useful. The Frag Bomb is more useful. Sticky Bomb is more useful. If you want to do something, using the Choke Beetle as pure out, it's cheap and I can scout. It is a waste of a slot.
Also, if you're gonna scout, like, use the Choke Beetle to simply just stand still in a very open place and scout, then you're just an idiot, basically.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to see if that's actually gonna be a prediction that's gonna come true.
I hope it is.
Like, I imagine it is.
Okay, I really hope it is. I'm looking forward.
Stick generally not really enough to get kills, but can be enough to flush people out of positions and stuff like that, which is really what it's used for, gaining information for when throwing stuff into windows and corridors and things like that. Usually, the way I've always
He literally just argued why he should bring 2 dynamite sticks rather than a choke beetle. I'm just saying.
used grenades really is to light them up and then hear where people run to get information on where the people are. That's how I know you can hear footsteps over the top of the fuse burning, because one of the ways that I gain information in the past is that I'd burn a grenade or a dynamite in roughly the suspected place where I believe somebody to be in order to flush them out to get information and potentially get a kill or push in. Okay, so traits, we've got levering, which will work with our Centennial Shorty, of course. Not the best for levering. The Centennial is a bit slow, but still it will help me in a little bit better in closer ranges when I need a little bit faster firepower, so it makes sense here. We've got Necromancer because it started with it, and hey, everyone's using fucking Necromancer, innit? That's the fucking meta, innit, now? You gotta adapt or fucking, you know what I mean? Or lose, innit? Life.
Personality. You
Wow.
need.
We just talked for no reason whatsoever. What we said quickly, I didn't realize we were still muted. What we said quickly is he's using the meta as an excuse to handicap himself. Basically, he should play his own playstyle instead of going like Fortnite, where certain ways or how you should be doing it to have the better advantage, because Necromancer is not giving you an advantage per se. If you don't die, if you play safe and don't die, you don't need Necromancer. It's a waste of a trade and trade points. So like using the meta as an excuse for certain traits is ludicrous. The meta is also 4 small health bars. Why are you then not following the meta up there? Like, you're contradicting yourself.
Foot, because again, I'm going for a stealthier thing. Whisper Smith, because I'm going for a stealthier thing. Vigilant, because everyone says it's really high tier and you should always take it. You should always take Vigilant. You need to use it in case you don't have eyes in your head and, you rush in. Because, I would have had Kite Skin here instead, but,
Then pick Kite Skin. You are literally whining about someone forcing you to pick Vigilant. It is a high tier perk if you are guns blazing. I would call it high tier because I'm guns blazing. I'm not looking around for traps like that. So for me, it would be a high tier perk, but I still don't pick it because I'm careful in the different areas where traps usually are. There are certain places for it, so I don't pick it. I have not once fallen in an enemy trap, but I have walked into my partners or my own traps. And those are the only traps I fall into. My own or my partners. Majority of the time my partners, but still.
I'm going to get Vigilant because people say, oh, what are you getting Kite Skin for? You should get Vigilant. All the bros take Vigilant. Psycho Ghost, he takes Vigilant. He always takes it.
You're defending Psycho Ghost, now you're whining about Psycho Ghost. Can you decide which path you want to be taking?
And there we go. And we'll take the reptilian skin because pay to win and whatnot. It's probably one of the few like camouflage skins left in the game that hasn't been ruined yet. Yeah, and I'm tempted to go into
Camouflage for people that knows how to camouflage. I don't believe that you do, Joe.
invalid operation. That's cool. Cry cloud error. Never had a cry cloud error before. What is that?
That's actually interesting. I've never seen that code before. I wonder if it came with a patch. We just moved like few days prior to this one here. I wonder if it came with a patch, but that's an interesting error actually. My best bet is that some of his files are corrupted, so he would need to verify them.
That was a cry cloud error. Never seen that before. Well, I'm tempted to go against teams of 3 because that's what all the no skill content streamers do, right? I think the logic.
Okay, no skill content streamers. Wow, as if you have a lot of skill yourself. You don't, dude.
Joe, if it's no skill to go against the trios, then show us how easy it is. Show us how easily you get kills here and how easy it is to be in the solo versus trio playground. Like, it should be no skill required. So I'm looking forward to seeing you like just slaughter everyone.
Why they do trios is because if you go in as a solo as a trio, everyone's MMR is going to be lower, so that you're going to get easier people you go against. But also there's going to be less solos because typically you're probably going to get maybe 2 solos. Most of the time you'll get 4 trios, but every now and again you might get an odd solo or 2 solos. You really won't get many solos, so you don't have competition to compete with other solos having necro. That's why that they do it. And because if you're basically waiting around and waiting for teams of trios to fight each other, you can be a little pussy hole and run around the outskirts and start trying to pick people off. And if you get clapped,
Okay, then I wish to see a gameplay where you are not hiding and waiting for people to come and fight, because otherwise you're whining about yourself. It's that simple, Joe.
Yeah, but that's the problem with him. He whines about this play style that he just mentioned, but he also whines about people that play aggressive. He doesn't know. There is no play style that against Joe Blue works.
No, yeah. He whines about guerrilla tactics, like guns blazing, but he also cries about people staying back. Like, he literally said that Necro is the guns blazing support for solo.
He's just stupid.
they're probably too busy fighting each other to be able to deal with you reviving, and you can just keep getting up for free, keep getting up for free, keep getting up for free until hopefully you wipe the entire server, and then you can look like you're a pro player for your YouTube videos, right?
Then show us how it's done.
Yeah, and so what? People play as they want, when they want, and how they want. So shut up.
That's the beauty of different play styles. Preference and versatility.
And just to mention here, all this intro here of Joe Blue seems like he's having a conversation with his voices
In his head.
in his head.
Like, this is why I originally didn't want to do it. So this here is going to be like just an initial intro of me going in, because it's 18 minutes and I will need to stop it here soon so we can get the actual gameplay by itself.
Let's go then. Not forgetting anything. I think that covers it all, I believe. Now, I'm not the world's best bow user. I don't use bows often. It's been a long time since I played. I think maybe over a year ago when I used to sort of play bows as a novelty. I really don't play bows. So the chances are the bow shit is probably going to get me in trouble because I'm really not that experienced with.
Excuses. That's all I'm hearing. That is literally all I'm hearing.
Using the bow on a regular basis. It's really there to fill a role that I want due to the lack of throwing axes. That's really all the bow is there for.
Hatched.
Romero Hatchet, drilling hatchet, any shotgun in hand cannon version could do the same.
You could go with a melee if you want.
You could go with Nagant silence poison.
Yeah.
Like you could go with a melee, the
Katana.
yeah. Like the throwing axe is a bladed version. So anything and everything in medium version or small version would go instead of the bow. As long as you either want silence, hatchets, or silence Nagant with poison, so you can kill the AIs in one shot, except for hives.
I could probably take a hand crossbow and take a bigger silence weapon, take poison rounds. That's probably potentially a better option. Maybe I could have other secondaries. I could then take the Vitelli. I'm better with the Vitelli than I am the Centennial, but I did have leather in, so I kind of just went this route instead. Oh, have I got a bollocks map? Is it a bollocks map? It's a bollocks map, innit? It's all the bullshit. It's a bullshit map. Can't see nothing. Hey guys, here's a great one. Let's have a super fog map where you can't fucking see shit or hear shit.
How the fuck can you whine about that before you are in the game? Of course you can hear the fogs and such, but this here is not horrible. You can still see. And this here is just like heavy ash bloom, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, ash bloom.
And like
there's no heavy ash bloom. There's only
ash bloom, active ash bloom, and just the fog. Like, dude, it's part of the fucking game. Everyone suffers from it. It's not just you.
Stop whining. That you know what that sounds like? Skill issue.
Skill issue and excuses for doing bad. But yeah, this here was my intro reaction to his intro. Here comes the real part.